What's your age?
I'm 25.
Are you single?
I'm in a relationship. A long-term one.
Is it long distance?
No, it's not long distance.
How long have you been with your man?
Like a year and a half. Yeah.
And he doesn't care about how you came out tonight with your girls?
No, not at all. Like, we're very comfortable. Like, we're starting a company together and everything. We're very much comfortable, and we have a lot of confidence in a relationship. So I go out all the time. I'm always outside.
Now, in your mind, why do you feel like most men wouldn't be comfortable with their woman coming out dressed as you are?
What are you saying about how I'm dressed?
I'm saying that your nipples are out.
I mean, shit. I feel like it's because most men are like uncomfortable, and I feel like when you view women as like property rather than their like individual beings, like you get possessive over like how they creatively express themselves. Because I feel like fashion is a way I express myself, and my boyfriend being chill with whatever I wear, like it makes me happy because then I get to be myself, and I feel like that's all you want in a relationship at the end of the day, like two people being their full self but still like loving together, growing together,
So,
Beautiful.
but ultimately, if your man felt like you were being disrespectful, is that something that you would acknowledge, or, would you just go for somebody who didn't feel that way?
I feel like if a man were to feel like me expressing myself fashionably is disrespectful, then he wouldn't be my man. Yeah.
How long you been together?
6 years.
6 years.
And how old are you?
32.
23.
So how old were you when you met?
She was 17. I was 26 or 27. But we were friends for a good while too, which I think is really important for any strong relationship, for it to actually start off as like a strong friendship. Obviously, that's not like how it works with most relationships, but with us, it really worked out well. We were both in a really toxic relationship, so we resonated with each other a lot. Neither one of us kind of knew what our next move would be. She was able to give me really good, solid advice from a female perspective, and I was able to give her as best of advice as I could give her from a male perspective.
Well, how could you be friends when you're 26 and she's 17?
I think we had a lot in common. Also, I right off the bat was really close with her mom and dad. We all went to the gym, same gym together. We all had a lot of core values that resonated with each other. So I think just organically over time, things just made more and more sense.
How'd they react to you when you guys started dating?
My mom loved him. She was like, he is like the nicest guy. My dad was like, this is weird, like, to admit. He's like, I really like your friend that you brought over, because he was my friend in the beginning. And it's one of those things where, like, I think with maybe other people you can see such an age gap, but with us, if you saw us two, it just like made sense. You wouldn't really second guess it. It just like, it wasn't as drastic as it sounds.
What's your age?
28.
Are you single?
Yep.
Do you think dating has gotten easier for you now at 28 than it was when you were at 22?
Probably the same.
Why do you say that?
I just haven't noticed much of a difference.
So you feel just as desired right now that you did when you were 21?
Yeah.
But do you think 28-year-old men are going for women who are your age or younger?
Yes. I mean, a lot of 28-year-old men are still interested in me. I don't know what to tell you.
But men in general.
Yeah. I think you may have a point when it's a little bit older, but in like 28 age range, I don't think it has the effect that you're thinking it does.
Okay. And that's in your experience?
And that's also what the data bears out.
Okay, what does the data say?
So, I mean, there was a recent study with Corinne Lowe. I'm actually about to go and debate, you know who Rollo and Michael Sartain are?
Yeah, of course.
I'm about to go debate them on Fresh and Fit. That's where I'm going.
Okay.
So I'm
That's
about
what's
to
up.
have the same conversation. So there was a recent study done with Corinne Lowe. She's an economist, and she was looking at when guys want kids, they're looking for younger women, but when they had kids or they didn't want kids, they just looked at how attractive the woman is. They didn't really care about age.
How do you feel about her having guy friends?
That's totally cool.
I've always had guy friends. He's met every single guy friend I've had.
I had girlfriends.
Some of my guy
she had
friends
guy
has
friends.
literally watched his dog.
Okay. So you don't care if she were to spend time with them one-on-one?
No, I think that's insecure if you do.
Same for him.
Okay. How is that insecurity?
How is
There's
that
no insecurity.
I'm just secure with who I am. I'm secure in the relationship, and as long as you're secure in the relationship, everything works out.
You don't think her being in that environment with another man one-on-one would create a bridge between you two?
No, because at the end of the day, relationships are all about trust. And if you don't trust your person, you shouldn't be with them, right? So if you trust them enough to be in a relationship, in a one-on-one situation with a male figure or whatever, doesn't really matter. If those friendships existed before me, who am I to say no, right? At the end of the day, as a man, it's about being confident. And if you're confident enough, it doesn't matter.
But why would your woman want to spend time with another man one-on-one if she has you?
Let me ask you a
Because it's
question.
called
Do
friendship.
you have any friends that are
Maybe
females?
we gotta go. The
No.
Uber's here.
You don't have any friends that are females? Well, I feel bad for you.
What's your age?
I'm 28.
Are you single?
Yeah,
Why do you think that is?
because I don't want to date anybody right now. I literally moved to Miami 2 weeks ago. I'm focusing on my career. So,
You don't think that makes you more masculine though?
no, not really. I want to date eventually. Just right now, I'd rather come to the table with something, in a relationship.
So do you want to make more than the man, or does the man have to make more than you?
A relationship's a team. So if I feel like, I mean, I wouldn't want to like make more than a man probably just because I don't want to emasculate them for sure. But a relationship's a team, and if my guy were to like lose his job, I wouldn't have a problem, carrying the workload for a while.
But you think he would still be acting like a man if he was this emasculated?
I guess it kind of depends. If it's temporary, then it wouldn't be a problem. But I wouldn't want to emasculate my man. That's for sure.
What you dislike about your ex?
What do I dislike about my exes?
Yeah.
One of them didn't work at all. I broke up with him for that. He lost his job, and I was carrying the team for like over a year. And I was like, okay, can't do this.
So he was on a time clock.
Yeah, definitely. You got like a year to get your shit together. Get out.
But do you think he would have left you if you lost your job?
I think so too. Yeah.
What is a man's job to provide?
He definitely didn't see it that way
Why do you say that?
because it wasn't providing. I was carrying everything, and that's what. I mean, it used to be for the first 3 years it was good, but the last one I was like, okay, maybe
So
not.
for 3 years he took care of everything?
No, we did everything equally.
How do you feel about your man having female friends?
I love it. I think it makes him like more empathetic. It makes him more of like, a good listener. I think feminine traits are typically like really like amazing traits, especially for men to have. So I feel like a lot of men are like raised in ways where it's harder for them to have like deep, emotional connections and talk about their feelings. But I think because he has so many female friends, he's able to like communicate really well with me.
But why do you think? Well, why do you think men? Well, why do you think men are pressured to, not show as much as their emotions?
That's a really good question. I feel like the patriarchy is like a huge thing, but I think just like from my life experience, like, I went to college, like I've been to a bunch of frat parties and observed a lot of male friendships, and they typically talk about like sports, or other girls, and I feel like I don't see a lot of men like having like one-on-one like like hangouts where they're getting coffee and they're talking like really deeply about I guess like their life, or I haven't observed it in my experience, and I don't know, that's like a deep question though.
We like to get deep here.
Yeah, I know that's.
How does your man feel about you having guy friends?
He's chill. He's supportive. Like I personally I want more guy friends. Like I don't have a lot of guy friends. I'm very much like a girl's girl. I connect better with females typically, but I have some few very special guy friends that I care deeply about, and he definitely doesn't get threatened, and it makes me happy because I feel like I can live freely and make connections, which I love doing. And
So you could still spend one-on-one time with them
Yeah.
at the movies or at their house, and he wouldn't care.
yeah, I mean, with my guy friends, like we're usually not at the movies or at his house. I feel like maybe we're like getting like dessert somewhere at a cafe, or I don't know, we're just like maybe going to the park or just chilling, going shopping.
But is there any reason why you would want to spend time with that man outside of your man?
Well, I think it's because like, you know, they're a human being, and if I have like a connection with them, then like I feel compelled to like explore that connection and build a friendship.
Now, what if you knew that they were into you?
Then I think like it would be different. Yeah, if they're into me, like I probably would communicate that to them, and you know, if they're not okay with that or they're being disrespectful, then you know, I wouldn't be friends with them.
If you guys were all together and somebody tried to snatch her purse, well, wait, it's happened before?
Yes, at a club. After we eat, sometimes we went dancing and someone did go for my purse.
How'd you react to it?
I actually acted like I didn't even see it happen because she didn't have her purse on her. She put it behind her. So little by little, I just like moved in, and then I took it and I just looked at the guy like, we both know what you're doing and you're not gonna do it. And he let go and he walked away, and it was kind of like a I caught you moment.
So, would you have wanted him to react any other way?
No, I trust everything he does. I think he kind of has like a better gauge on how to react to situations because he has years on me. So I would trust him before I trust myself.
Now, as a man, how scary did it feel when you witnessed it happen and you had to go in for it?
Yeah, no, obviously it put me in a situation where it's like, okay, this is either going to be a very dramatic throwdown and things are going to have to get escalated, or I could just let the guy know, like, you know you just fucked up. It's in my hand. You can either let it go, and I can let it go and just let you walk away, or I can cause a huge scene because you just got caught, and who knows where it would have went from there. But
And what was going on through your head?
Nothing, because I'm usually out of touch. That's why we walk together. I didn't even know it was happening. He's usually on the lookout. He's like my protector. I like to know what's going on, but at that time I had no idea. But I also know he would F anyone up because he's like the Hulk with his muscles.
What's the cheapest date you'd go on at 28?
Cheapest date? I don't know if there's a number on it. I don't really like expensive dates. I like unique date ideas. Like if a guy is like, oh, do you want to come like do pottery or something? Like that's interesting to me. It's like, oh, okay, I might try that out. I don't know how much that costs, but it's not super expensive, I would assume.
Why is that more your style as opposed to what most women want in Miami?
I don't live in Miami, so maybe I'm an anomaly. But also, I don't drink. I don't like clubs. I don't like bars. Like I said, I'm pretty introverted, so those typical things are not as fun to me. I like new experiences. So usually my metric for if I'll go on a date is if it's an activity I'd want to do anyway. Like if it's a museum I want to go to, if it's a movie I want to see. But if it's just like, oh, let's go eat, I'd rather just eat at home.
Is it a red flag if a man drops too much, like $200-300 on a first date?
I don't know if it's a red flag, but I don't, it depends on the context. But on its own, it wouldn't be a red flag, I don't think.
Okay. So it's just nothing wrong with a man trying to spend a lot of money to impress you up front?
If I felt like he was doing it to impress me, I don't love that, but no, not really.
Okay. What are your biggest red flags on a first date?
If you get too clingy too fast, like some people are like, oh, I'm gonna date you right away. It's like, you don't even know me. That's one that I get a lot. Yeah.
From men?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, okay, this is too much too fast. You need to back off.
So why is that so much of a red flag?
Because it means that they just happened to stuff without thinking about it. Look at the regrets later. I mean, when you are thinking about getting into a relationship with somebody, you should look at all of the qualities of the person and actually like vet them before you actually jump into it, because it's like you're making a commitment to something, and why would you commit to something that you know nothing about? You know, like why would you sign a contract to take a job not knowing what your benefits and, you know what I'm saying, like insurance, like things like that.
How long you been together?
For a while.
So yeah.
How'd you meet?
Fucked up on an airplane.
Yeah, we met on a plane. In the air.
42,000 miles in the air.
Or feet in there.
Where were you flying to versus you?
I was going to Thailand.
I was going to Bali, and we were flying out of JFK, and the first leg was to Qatar. So on the way there, I had the whole road to myself, as you know, that would be an amazing story just to start with. But 4 hours into the flight attendant just pokes me on the shoulder and just goes, "Hey, there's someone needs to sit next to you."
And I said, I'm here to fuck up your day.
And the rest has been history.
Yes.
The rest has been history.
Now, how do you stay connected if you guys didn't live in the same area and it was long distance?
So the beauty about that, and the most kind of coincidental part about this, is that she lived in Manhattan and I lived right across the river. So like it was maybe 30 minutes away from each other, even though we were kind of, you know, still apart, I guess. We just kind of met up.
Instagram is the answer to your question.
Is there any reason why you haven't proposed to her yet?
It's been 7 months.
Is this the desirable truth right now?
Because it's been fucking 6 months.
No,
But when you know, right?
absolutely.
We're moving in together this month.
We're taking steps.
So if you're gonna move in together before marriage, what changes with the ring?
What changes with the ring?
The more months we live together, the more months he has to save for a good ring.
We live in New York. It's a little, you know, it's called being smart.
Do you have any expectations for how much a ring should cost?
No, he loves me. I know he'll get a good ring.
I think, and I don't know if she could say whatever, but, you know, the ring doesn't matter. Obviously,
He'll buy me a ring pop and I'll say yes.
Exactly. A ring pop should be okay for any person, right? And it depends on how much you care for the person and how much that actual love kind of coincides with what you actually believe in. But at the end of the day, obviously a ring in this day and age means a lot. The size of the ring, whatever. So that's more of a social thing, and at the end of the
answer to your
day,
question is he'll buy me a good ring.
it depends on what the person can afford, right? Like, so if you can afford a lot and you want to show that to the girl, absolutely. You know, if you can't, absolutely, it's totally fine no matter what. But the girl should
Uber's
love you
here,
no matter
baby.
what. So.